All right, guys. Here I am in the Bralisse. This is in an M5. I've been wearing this all day, just running errands and stuff. So this is what it looked like after wearing it. I haven't readjusted it. So it normally, when you first put it on, it's got like a nice band underneath the breast that sort of goes away. My boobs, I just watched the video on how to put this on like right before I made this video, so I didn't put it on the way they told me to. They told me to like align my nipples with the seams here, and then to like separate your breasts more. There's like a there's like an inner lining that you can pull out, and so I didn't do any of that until just now. And it has, I put a little pad in here so you don't see all of my nipples. So that's this extra little ring you're seeing here. That's not part of the bra. So this is in an M5. It's strange. It's pretty comfortable. I do feel like a little bit like my boobs are going together, but like I say, I didn't separate them like they said to in the video, in their instructional video. My sister recommended this bra. She had it in an M5, which I tried on last time I saw her. And then she also had it in an S5. You can see there's not a lot of support. You just do a little bit of wiggling and they just go bouncy, bouncy, bouncy. She said the S5 was like more supportive. And I tried it on and I didn't feel like it was more supportive. I just felt more like digging in on my shoulders. So I ordered it in an M5 and in an M4, a smaller cup size, to see if that was more supportive. It was not more supportive. I was falling out a little bit more on the sides. So this is the M5, which I think is the right fit. It's the size they said I should be. And I think it works pretty well. I'm a little blown away. I didn't think I would like it as much as I do. I'm not sure I'm like totally in love with it. I'm not sure it's $190 worth of love, but the novelty of it is comfortable. It almost feels like you're not wearing a bra. Like, I don't know what it would feel like to have your boobs separated and not be wearing a bra, but like I can't see it coming any closer than this. It's so comfortable. The smaller cup size, I felt like the shoulder straps for some reason didn't dig in quite as much as these are digging in. So I wonder if there's just like variations in manufacturing. But like it's not bad. Like things stayed in place pretty good. And the coolest thing, the thing that surprised me the most, especially just like looking at this right here, I don't feel like this is the most attractive look for my breasts, but I'm not doing a cool transition. I don't know. I feel like in a shirt, it still looks pretty good. This is not where my nipples are. I haven't tried to line my nipples up with the seams. I think that's my sort of biggest complaint, other than the cost of the bra, is like where, like it just looks like your nipples right there. The instructional video that I just watched right before I made this did say to like lay the seams down more inside, and it might make that go away. I will try to do that and see if that works before I publish this. But I don't think this is like the worst look. It's not bad. And for like the amount of comfort it is, it's pretty good. The nipples, though, I don't want my nipples showing all the time. Some people like that, but it's not my thing. And then there's the cost, but it's made in America. Like, I don't know, like, there's injustice there's a lot I could say about the cost of bras in general, and this is by far the most expensive thing I've ever bought as an undergarment, but is it worth it? I'm not sure yet. Will I buy one in black? I don't know yet either. I still have to I'm not sure. I'm not like 100% convinced, but I'm not unconvinced. Like it just really is pretty comfortable. I often will like not go outside because I don't feel like putting a bra on, but I could wear this, you know? I could walk around in this. Yeah, it's impressive. Is it worth $190? I'm not sure. But it's such a novel, like it's doing almost everything I've asked for bras to do. It has a wide strap. It has this thick band underneath. Like, that's incredible. That's incredible. This is like everything I wanted. It's fairly smooth on my back. Like, the shoulder straps, I think they're just like caving into my freaking dent in my shoulder. They fold in on itself, and I don't know what you can do with that except like have like a 3-inch wide shoulder strap. And the only other thing is people with shoulder mobility issues or mobility issues. You know, it's an over the head thing. So that's not perfect for everyone, or ideal or functional at all for everyone. But if you have shoulder mobility and you're able to put a bra on over your head and you're able to afford $190, it's pretty cool. Like, it's pretty freaking comfortable. Like, it just feels like you're not wearing anything, but like you are supported. And that's kind of exciting. Like, for someone who's had this size breast since I was like 13, like it's kind of exciting just to feel this comfortable. Like, it's just nice. So I'm not exactly sure what my decision is yet, but if this has helped you make your decision, I hope it helps. So it's been about a month since I originally made this video, and I've been wearing this bra on and off, you know, for that month. And I have a few additional comments. So I've been able to watch their video of how to wear the bra, and the nipple, it says to put your nipples like right where that seam comes together, and that's not where my nipples want to go. So it doesn't really work for me that way, and I feel like so I tried it. I think they just go back to where they're going to go anyway. I haven't been able to like lay that seam down so it's flat, like they say that it'll be flat. It's always sort of showing a little nipple spot there where your nipple isn't. Or well, my nipple isn't. So there's that. And then the other thing, the video talks about boob there's a little seam, a second seam inside the bra where you can sort of help separate your boobs. And it does do a fairly good job of keeping your breasts apart. Sometimes it feels like my breasts are almost going to touch, but they don't. So it does a fairly good job. My biggest complaint probably is that, like, as the band does bunch as you're wearing it, it's like slightly uncomfortable where the band is bunching, but nowhere near as uncomfortable as, you know, any other bra. And then just generally, it has a slightly frumpy look. Like, my boobs are not as high as I would like them to be. It just seems like a little frumpier than what I would prefer. But overall, you know, for the comfort level, yeah, like I say, I can like leave the house. I'm not sure if I'd say like, yes, this is definitely worth the money. I don't think I'm buying a second one right now. But I'm not returning this either, you know? So I'm glad to have it. I don't know what you should do, but let me know what you think. And if you have any recommendations for any other bras that you are interested in trying but you don't want to commit to, let me know. I'll see if they seem like a good fit for me. Thanks so much for watching, you guys, and I hope you're having an awesome day, and I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.